In the small, unassuming town of Plainfield, Wisconsin, life moved at a quiet, predictable pace. Everyone knew everyone, or at least they thought they did. But behind one lonely farmhouse, hidden beneath the dust and decay, lived a man whose secrets would horrify the world. His name was Ed Gein, a mild-mannered handyman, a quiet neighbor, and the inspiration for Hollywood's darkest killers. Ed was born in 1906, a shy, withdrawn boy completely dominated by his mother, Augusta Gein. She ruled their lives through fear and religion, preaching that women were wicked and sinful. His father drank himself to death, his brother questioned Augusta's teachings, and later died mysteriously in a fire. Only Ed and his mother remained, bound by obsession, control, and isolation. When she died in 1945, Ed's world collapsed. His one source of love and fear was gone. After Augusta's death, Ed sealed off her rooms, leaving them untouched like a shrine. He spent years alone in the decaying farmhouse, retreating deeper into delusion. At night he read anatomy books, pulp magazines, and morbid tales of death and resurrection. The loneliness was unbearable. He wanted his mother back, in body and spirit. Between 1947 and 1957, strange things began to happen around Plainfield. People disappeared. Fresh graves were disturbed. No one suspected Ed, the quiet man who helped neighbors and kept to himself. But when a local hardware store owner, Bernice Wardens, vanished in 1957, police followed the trail back to Gein's farmhouse. What they found inside would scar American history forever. Inside Ed Gein's home, investigators uncovered human remains turned into furniture, masks, and clothing. He had been robbing graves, collecting body parts, and crafting a woman's suit to wear, believing it would let him become his mother again. There were no accomplices, no gang, no insanity defense strong enough to mask what he'd done. It was loneliness, obsession, and madness, taken to their absolute limit. Ed Gein never had a girlfriend. He never dated, never kissed, never loved anyone but his mother. In his mind, affection was sin, and sin demanded punishment. Psychiatrists later called him a necrophilic psychopath with maternal fixation. But in Plainfield, people simply called him a monster. Ed Gein was declared insane and sent to a state hospital instead of prison. He spent the rest of his life in a padded cell, quiet, polite, and eerily normal. He died in 1984 at 77 years old. No remorse. No last words. Just silence. The same silence that had filled his farmhouse decades earlier. Ed Gein's story isn't just about murder. It's about what happens when isolation, grief, and obsession consume a man's soul. No empathy. Only echoes of a mother's voice that never left his mind. There are crimes that shock a city. And then there are crimes that change how the world sees evil. Subscribe to Crimson Secrets, where truth leaves a trail.